What game have you spent over 1,000 hours on? I legitimately did 106 hours in 6 days, beating the game and never reinstalled it. I was cutting my sleep way back just to grow the factory. I've never had a game that got me addicted that badly, that quickly. Aside from CV, I know multiple people who failed all their classes because they got into Factorio. The greatest is the Chamber of Xeric. Raid's one final boss. Every Xeric raid you do have to kill him in the end. After killing him, players are rewarded by being able to loot a chest at the exit. The chest either has a white light shining upon it, meaning there is no unique, rare and pricey reward, while a purple light means there is a unique reward potentially worth hundreds of millions, which is a lot of money. Yep, I still have only landed on the Mon and Duna after 950 hours. My problem is every time I play I make a new game save and start from simple tech even though I have everything unlocked because it's sandbox. Something so great about starting fresh and getting to orbit for the first time and docking for the first time. It's just the greatest game ever. Victoria 2 and Civ honestly have only finished a few games in each. I'll play a really exciting game for a few days after work and then take a long break, and then my attachment to that particular save file falls off. I'll start a new one and from there it's just wash/rinse/repeat, thousands of hours later. I went to school with Nintendo, who was #1 shortly after Zazuma, most socially awkward person in the entire school, which is kinda expected. https://b/kagabs54. I'm pretty sure he made this video when he was #1. School project. So totally unrelated, but funny to see how awkward he was as a person. Chess. Easily. I've been playing online since around 2003 and used to play my friend at uni and school before that. I've been through many usernames on different sites over the years, but current username on Lichess has about 15,000 games. The app tells me time spent playing using that name is 1 month. That's 720 hours just on this username. I joined Lichess in the middle of 2019, so if the rate is about the same over the years, then about 720 hours every 2 years since 2003. Call it 500 in case of life events getting in the way, and I guess 18 years of play, 250 hours per year. That makes approximately 4,500 hours, with very little to show for it. I have played Envy in every conceivable way, every faction, speedruns, naked runs, melee only, unarmed only, hardcore, Wild Wasteland. I still don't even know what that does. Collected all followers, explored every area, collected all named weapons, killed all killable NPCs, got over 1 million caps, etc. I have some 1,700 hours played and still go back to play another character every year or so. In fact, I just finished a playthrough and I'm playing 4 again on a new rig, so I can explore downtown areas without all the lag. Did you get the Dead Money DLC exclusive 5th ending to main campaign? You unleash the red fog across entire world and Courier is either the Atom or Eve of the Wasteland. The triggers to get that ending are nuts and I almost thought, oh, this is a mod. Wow, this voice actor sounds exactly like, and hey this is real. But yeah, there's an Envy ending where you kill all of humanity across the planet and the Courier is Adam or Eve of the Garden. I've been an avid PC gamer since I was 7 or so almost a decade. Terraria is the only game I've actually played over 1,000 hours. Interestingly enough, I only have 300 hours on my Steam account. The other 700 plus are distributed across my dad's Steam account, a school-issued laptop that blocks Steam but not Terraria, and mobile devices I used before I began using my PC for gaming. When I was in 3rd grade, I memorized the entire Terraria wiki. I no longer remember all the crafting recipes or drop rates, but I still know the purpose of nearly every item or enemy. Terraria earned a spot as one of my favorite games of all time several years ago. You sound like my boyfriend. He's been playing around almost every day since it came out. He has about 5,000 hours. He's constantly yelling at his teammates for being terrible. He plays with random people online so they don't actually hear him. He constantly says how he hates that game, but one of the first things he does in the morning is play a few matches. Guild Wars 1 is my all-time favorite game. What an incredible combat system. Domination magic and protection prayers are some of my favorite mechanics ever. The organized 8v8 PvP, PA and GvG, were just out of this world. I don't play anymore, but I still log in once a month or so to flip through my characters and remember all the amazing memories. It is the game that I played during my formative years. As an adult looking back, it is the game that defines gaming and what it means to me. Guild Wars 1 is my all-time favorite game, around 4K hours on it and a bit under 1K for GW2. Haven't played GW2 for years, but I sometimes log in and play GW1 out of sheer nostalgia. The Prophecies OST is also my favorite video game music. I listen to it quite often while working. This game was and still is a masterpiece, and whenever I log in, I see some old names pop up in the friend list. I guess it has that effect on you. Same here. I would honestly bet that I have 10,000 plus hours over the past 9 years building in creative. Funny enough, it's actually how I gain interest in architecture and engineering, and now I do it for a living. Currently on a contract working in project management. I go back to university to finish my degree in September while still working part-time. I love building in Minecraft compared to CAD programs because you're designed for the human scale and are able to catch those annoying little details in Minecraft that consistently drive people nuts in real life. Examples include boring walls, depressing pedestrian areas, and you can fix old builds with a few clicks, edit, grammar and clarity. Lineage 2, Maple Street, Fallout 3, Oblivion, Fallout 4, Skyrim, Minecraft, Animal Crossing Wild World, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Sims 2 with some expansions, The Sims 3 with some expansions, The Sims 4 with almost all expansions, No Man's Sky, Warframe. Those are definitely my 1000 plus. I was the first to mention this one. I didn't scroll all the way through. I'm relatively new to PC gaming. Coming back after 20 years on consoles. Yes, we built gaming PCs that long ago lol. I only play in VR, and I absolutely love this game. I haven't upgraded to Odysseys, so still in Horizons. Just started the other day and have an hour or two in so far, kind of following the tutorial. Built a super small base, and discovered 1 or 2 other planets, but TBH I'm not sure how to go forward from here. My inventory is full and I read a few guides mentioning finding a trading post but can't seem to figure it out. Not sure what to do from here or what my next goal should be. Any recommendations? I got it when it first came out, got to the center of the galaxy before they even released the Founders Update and never played it again. I enjoyed just donking around and going place to place. Sort of a mindless, super relaxing game. I need to play again with all the awesome new content. A guy at work can't say enough good things about it now, and that I basically played before it actually had any of the real content. Destiny, almost 5,000 hours of it. Finally took the needle out of my vein a few months ago. What a freeing experience. Don't get me wrong. So many good memories and new friends. Gunplay is second to none. Been playing since about 3 months after D1 release. But when it feels like a second job, it's time to go. Amazing the amount of free time a person has when you don't have that anchor to drag around. Starting playing shortly after launch. Cumulatively 1,600 days of gameplay between main tunes. 4.3 years. So 1,600 days. 38,400 hours. I've never done that math before, yikes, haven't played in over a year. I think this revelation is going to be the catalyst for dropping my account when I get off work today. Edit, amount of days was wrong. Oh man, so good to find a fellow Football Manager fan here. My favorite one was Total Club Manager 2004, one of my first PC games ever played. I remember starting from season 03-04 and finished the career mode somewhere near season 2070-71. Good times. Yeah, beating base game for a casual player takes near 20 or so hours. Doing 100% as a casual takes nearly 50 or so hours without a guide. At least that's how it was for me. It's kinda wild to think you can spend 1K hours on one save file. I assume the guy has already done multiple playthroughs prior or something, but that doesn't really answer why he's stuck in Peach's castle, or whatever castle they're stuck in. That part is really confusing. Also, what runs do you use /harddaysnight 1990, any percent, minimum caps, ohms, nipple percent? I'm going by the assumption that their last 8 moons are all Toadette moons, which would make sense. And yeah, I don't want to gatekeep the game, but I'm just highly suspicious that anyone who isn't a trick jumper or a speedrunner has 1,000 hours in the game. I definitely got the game to 100% casually within 100 hours of play. It took me like 3 weeks from buying it. Also, I run mostly on any percent, but I'm not very good at it. Grinded my time down to around 120, and called that good enough. I really like talking to percent though, like any percent, but you're not doing the exact same 124 moons every time, and I think it's fun, and super obnoxious, to get absolutely screwed by Talkato's RNG. Nothing like going to Talkato and Cascade and rolling both moons in the Dino sub-area and one of them in the long 2D sub-area. Nipple percent is fun, but way too short, and I'm not nearly crazy enough to try minutes caps, maybe 12 caps, but 3? Forget about it, or ROM, although I have done a successful CRC, once. I don't think I have any one game that I've spent that much time on, but the Call of Duty series easily from CAD 4 up through Ghosts. Haven't played much since Ghosts. The most where I have a number I know is 500 plus on Stardew Valley. Minecraft might be higher but probably still short of 1,000. I have no idea on a specific number for that one though. I used the table smash a lot, not so much that the table would get dented or anything, but I stopped playing for like almost 2 years, and when I came back, I'm as calm as a log now. Even when I'm getting destroyed or CSGO'd, also only play on community, which has made the CSGO experience way better for me. I was wondering if Fortnite was ever going to show up on this list. I started playing in Season 2 and took a couple seasons off to play Apex and Realm Royale around Season 8 or so, but I'm back to playing it every day again. Seeing it this low on the list certainly makes it feel like a guilty pleasure. It's the only game I know of where I get to be Rick Sanchez, Batman or a Deadpool while I kill, or get killed by, other famous pop icons. The graphics are stunning these days and I absolutely love Battle Royale games. Epic admired Roblox, and that's what they want Fortnite to become, not just a game, but a platform. A platform where you can create games, play with friends, fight with friends, fantasize, imaginate. All of it. Fortnite really did change the world, and almost. Let me be clear when I specifically say almost, everyone who hates Fortnite are either followers of the hate train or just people who hate just to hate. Some people have genuine claims as to why they hate the game, but the people who hate just to hate aren't legit. Fortnite is an amazing game, I've been playing since prior to Season 1, basically save the world. Fortnite still has a lot of potential and I hope it dominates the market as much as Roblox does. Dev. And Skyrim. I used to play Dev with friends a lot until that fell apart. Nowadays I play it like once or twice a week for an hour at most. But Skyrim, I love this game so much I own it on 4 different systems: Xbox 360, PS4, Switch and PC. And I love the mod support. I've legitimately gotten my character to level 251, the level required to own all perks, done dozens of different character builds, and even still to this day discover new things about the game. To me, it's a masterpiece worth sinking thousands of hours into. Oh, and I've gotten a huge chunk of the Resident Evil franchise and platinumed 4 of those so far: Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3, 7 and 8, currently finishing 4 and 5 and will jump into 6 afterwards. These games are fantastic and I've put about 100 hours into 8 doing speed runs, challenge runs, casual playing etc. Such a good and fun franchise. I feel like 1K hours is a requisite for RS players and they only should receive partial credit. I have approximately 1,150 hours combined play time over 3 save files of Final Fantasy Tactics, which I still play on my original, functional PS1. Best game ever. Probably another 100 or 2 hours playing through just for the story and cutscenes. Squaresoft's magnum opus in my humble opinion. 2 dots. And, yes, that's not great, but for a time there it was my go-to mindless way to kill time on conference calls when my brain needed to remain engaged. It's just mindless enough to occupy the part of my brain that will otherwise stop paying attention, and keep me focused on the call. Note that the question isn't what games would you recommend. I'm not saying I'd recommend this one, it's just being there. Skyrim, at least 300 plus hours on PS3 to the point my save wouldn't load, 251 hours on Skyrim PC, with many more spent modding, and 367 hours on Skyrim Special Edition, plus many more hours spent modding. Playing Skyrim at a friend's house drove me to get a used PS3, seeing the modding scene drove me to build my first PC. And the free add of Special Edition for Steam users drove me to upgrade to a GPU with more RAM to run bigger visual mods. Arma 3 currently 7,687 hours. The game has endless potential. I've posted about it before, but basically you can do anything. There is zero progression because it is built around the communities that spring up. While that doesn't sound too interesting, that allows communities to build mods for themselves. I used to take part in a Star Wars unit that makes their own mod. Also, the way the mods are set up, it really feels like you're there. The game probably has the best immersion I've ever seen. The only issue is the game requires scheduled ops, community events. Also, it's only fun if you find the right people. If you don't like military sandbox, then you can play a live server, just like Tavi roleplay but more realistic. I have 1,750 hours in Dota 2. Almost all of them are logged between 2016 to 2018. The irony is, all that playing and I never got better than 3,000 MMR. I suspect I have far more invested in StarCraft 2, but don't have an exact number. I used to play every night after high school, college classes from 2010 until 2015, plus every weekend and most summers, so my rough math would point to around 3,000 plus hours. This doesn't include time spent watching GSL, WCS, Husky StarCraft and other pro stuff. Advance Wars, Dark Conflict. I got it not long after it came out and I'm still here over a decade later regularly going over old maps then making my own to face off against the AI in ever more interesting conditions. It's so mechanically simple, but being able to make unique maps for custom battles makes the replayability endless. That and because it's turn-based and on a DS it takes several hours to win any decent length match. Even watching replay commentaries of other Advance Wars games on YouTube can take hours, and that's with every move being sped up.